Hello, 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 goddesses. How are you this evening? Tonight, we're going to continue our talk that we started on our Awaken Her this Monday, which is our Soft Life, Secret Life. This is our week 2. And our theme is really talking about how we don't have to exhaust ourselves to be worthy of abundance. So, uh, tonight, let's talk about something very simple but they can actually be very difficult for many women, and that is receiving. We know how to give. We give our time, we give our wisdom, we give our energy, we give encouragement, we give love, we give second chances. We give even when the cup is getting dangerously close to empty. But what happens when life turns toward us and said, "Now, goddess, it is your turn to receive"? Can you? Or do you immediately feel that you have to do something to deserve it? Tonight, we're going to explore the sacred art of receiving through the wisdom of the goddess Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess associated with abundance, prosperity, beauty, good fortune, generosity, and spiritual wealth. And I want to begin with this truth: abundance isn't simply having more, abundance is having the capacity to receive what nourishes you. So let's take a deep breath together and let ourselves arrive. My name is Dee Savoy. I am your goddess whisperer, and I work with women to help them become the head goddess in charge of their own lives, loves, and destinies. So let's start with a little meditation where we close our eyes, even if that doesn't really feel quite comfortable right now. Just relax, try to relax into it. Take a slow breath in through your nose and release it through your mouth. And one more time, in and out. Imagine that you are standing before a beautiful, ornate, golden gate. And beyond the gate is the most beautiful garden you have ever seen. You open the gate and step inside. Immediately, you notice the fragrance of flowers. There are lotus blossoms everywhere, pink, white, golden. You hear water gently flowing somewhere nearby. You begin walking along a pathway lined with flowers. There is nothing you need to accomplish here, nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to earn. You simply walk. And eventually you come to a beautiful pool filled with lotus blossoms. And there waiting for you is Lakshmi. She radiates warmth, beauty, peace, abundance. She looks at you as though she already knows every place where you have struggled, every time you have gone without, every time you have told yourself, I don't need anything, every time you have made yourself smaller because you were afraid wanting more would make you selfish. She extends her hands toward you, and from her hands, golden light begins to flow. You instinctively reach out, but Lakshmi whispers, "Do not reach, beloved. Receive." And so you turn your palms upward, and golden light begins falling gently into your hands. You don't have to chase it, you don't have to prove yourself worthy of it. You simply receive. Allow that golden light to move through your palms, up into your arms, up into your heart, your belly, your womb, your legs, your entire body. and silently repeat, I am open. I am worthy. I receive. And take another breath and slowly return to this room and open your eyes. So, how did that make you feel? Just being able to simply receive that golden light, that warmth, that healing energy. If you want to, you can put that in the comments, how you felt. Now, before we go deeper, goddesses, let's stir a few questions in our cauldron. Number one, ask yourself, where in your life am I very comfortable giving, but uncomfortable receiving? Where am I comfortable giving, but uncomfortable receiving? And that could be something as simple as a compliment, as simple as someone giving you a seat on public transit. Are you comfortable getting up, say for a woman who's older or pregnant? But when someone gets up for you, you're like, oh no. Number two, what do I believe I must do before I am worthy of receiving more? And that's one of the chief issues that we may have as women, because we are programmed to make sure everybody has before we do. And I think I said it on another Wednesday Wisdom about the debate between who gets fed first, the children or the man or the partner in the relationship. But nobody ever says, hey, can the woman who cooked it eat first? Or at least set her plate aside so she knows she has what she needs? And so many of us feel like we need to serve everybody else. And then when that's over, we can think about ourselves. Number three, when something good comes easily, do I trust it or do I become suspicious of it? It's another one to think of, because many of us are programmed that good things only come with a lot of hard work. And when something comes easy, we feel like, oh, I know I didn't work hard enough for that. I know I didn't do all that I could have done to have something really good happen for me. And so they doubt it and they don't accept it. And here's a big one. Number four, can I allow life to be good to me? Can I just simply accept that my life can be really good and I don't have to do anything special for that? I just have to be. And if good things come my way, I don't have to question whether I deserve it or not. I can just accept it and maybe pass some of that on. But can I allow myself to receive those good things without questioning my own value, my own worth, and my own ability to just accept good things happening? And just sit with that for a minute. Because it's funny. One of my Facebook friends, we were talking about something, and she said, um, um, we were talking about a dream she had, and she said that she didn't think that her life could get any better, her year could get any better than it was. And I just said to her, but it can. Even when the best things are happening to you, there can always be something more wonderful around the corner, that if your hands are open to receive, you can receive it. Okay. One other thing I'd really like to talk about is the art of manifestation. And this makes me laugh, given that if you've been on social media and seen that conversation between the one quote unquote New Ager and 20 and I can't even say the word 20 Christians talking about manifestation. Just that conversation makes me laugh. Anyway, um, but we do hear a great deal about manifestation. And we talk about attracting things in, calling things in, setting intentions, creating vision boards, doing abundance rituals. But we don't talk nearly enough about our capacity to receive. You can ask the universe for for more all day long, but when it arrives, can you hold it? Can you receive the compliment without immediately dismissing it? Can you accept the help without feeling guilty? Can you allow someone else to care for you for a change? Can you change, excuse me, can you charge appropriately for your gifts without feeling like you should be doing it for free? Can you rest without believing you've become lazy? Can you experience pleasure without waiting for the punishment to come? Okay. Can you receive an opportunity without immediately wondering, who am I to have that? This is receiving work. Receiving requires an open hand. Imagine holding your hands tightly closed. Now imagine someone trying to place a gift into them. They can't. Not because the gift isn't available, but because there's no room to receive it. Sometimes our lives look exactly like that. We're gripping old beliefs, old disappointments, old identities, old relationships, old definitions of success, old beliefs about money, old beliefs about what a good woman should sacrifice. And then we're asking, why isn't anything new coming? That is sometimes abundance requires opening your hand. And that's very simple. Just open your hand. And let's face it, we know receiving can feel unsafe because when you're giving, you're in control, right? When you're receiving, you have to open, you have to be vulnerable to some degree, you have to trust, you have to allow. Receiving requires us to open in new ways. When someone compliments you, instead of saying thank you, we say, oh, this old dress. When someone offers help, we say, oh, no, I got it. Someone wants to give us something, and we immediately start calculating how we're going to repay them rather than how we're going to enjoy the gift that they've given us. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like you? Somewhere along the way, many of us have learned that nothing is free and don't owe anybody anything. Take care of yourself and don't depend on anyone. And a lot of us have been disappointed, and so it doesn't take a genius to see why we would fall into this kind of thinking. Okay. And so we settle for self-protection. But eventually, protection can become a prison. There comes a time when we simply have to ask ourselves, if this belief still protecting me, or is it preventing me from receiving? Because a soft life does not mean a passive life. We're not just sitting around doing nothing. Okay. It doesn't mean sitting around and waiting for the universe to deliver something on your doorstep. It's not FedEx. Okay. Softness isn't passivity, softness is alignment. It means asking, does everything have to be this hard? Do I have to push here? Can I ask for help? Can I collaborate? Can I delegate? Can I simplify? Can I allow? Can I trust? Can I receive? There's a tremendous difference between effort and struggle. And you can work passionately without destroying yourself. You can build something meaningful without abandoning yourself. Okay? So, one of the stories of Lakshmi that I love is her origin story, where the uh, with the churning of the ocean of milk, and the gods were basically churning the cosmic ocean, which we think of as the Milky Way, and from this cosmic milk emerges Lakshmi. She's radiant, beautiful, standing upon a lotus. She represents prosperity, beauty, fertility, fortune, generosity, harmony, and abundance. But there's something about Lakshmi that I particularly love. The lotus that she stands upon grows out of the mud. Think about that. Something exquisite emerges from darkness. Beauty emerges from the muck. The lotus doesn't deny that it's muddy, but it also doesn't remain buried in it. Okay? And this is midlife wisdom. Maybe you've been through some mud yourself. Maybe you survived things you never thought you would survive. Maybe there were seasons when you simply had to get through. But goddess survival does not have to become your permanent identity. You can emerge, you can bloom, you can receive beauty after hardship, you can experience pleasure after pain, and you can have abundance after scarcity. There might be part of your story, but it doesn't have to be the whole story. It doesn't have to be the ending. Let's talk 1 minute about our definition of abundance, because abundance doesn't just mean material wealth. Of course, money matters, especially in this society right now. Money matters a lot. Okay, resources matter, housing matters, being compensated matters, having enough matters. There's nothing spiritually superior about struggling financially. But as we said, money is only one expression of abundance. How about relational abundance? Who loves you? Who celebrates you? Who pours into you? Who can you call when life gets difficult? Who reminds you of who you are? Community is abundance. You can have time abundance. Do you have space in your life? Or is every minute spoken for? Do you have time to think, dream, wander, create, rest? This is wealth too. And then there's spiritual abundance. Do you feel connected to something greater than yourself? Can you hear your intuition? Can you experience wonder? Can you feel gratitude? Can you recognize beauty? That is abundance too. So take a moment to ask yourself, where is abundance already present in my life that I've stopped noticing it? I'm just taking it for granted. Maybe it's friendship. Maybe it's creativity. Maybe it's wisdom. Maybe it's resilience. Maybe it's your beautiful home. Maybe it's laughter. Maybe it's your spiritual gifts. Maybe it's the ability to begin again. Sometimes we are so busy looking for abundance to arrive that we don't even notice we're already standing in it. So let's place our hands on our womb. Take a deep breath. And remember that the womb is naturally receptive. It's a sacred vessel, a space capable of holding, gestating, transforming, and creating. So ask your womb, what am I ready to receive? Don't force the answer. Listen, maybe the answer is love, help, money, recognition, peace, rest, joy, pleasure, opportunity, visibility, support. Then ask, what must I release in order to make room for it? Breathe and listen, and let the answer come naturally. And just sit with that for a moment and enjoy the feeling of receiving. Because the last thing that I want to talk about tonight is that each of us, even if we don't think we do, we all know how to receive. We come into the world knowing how to receive. Think of yourself just for a moment as a teeny tiny baby inside the womb. We were not expected to give anything. We did not have anything to give. Okay? All we could do was receive nourishment, sustenance, and more from our mother. That's all we could do. Even as tiny babies, when we're first born, we're not expected to give anything. All we do is receive. All we do is allow others to take care of us. So let's go back to feeling as if we are capable, once again, of receiving, because we are. We don't need to go back to infancy to remember this. We can simply allow ourselves to stop putting up a block when people try to pour into us, when someone tries to do something nice for us, when someone tries to give us a compliment, and give up the idea that we must be all things to other people and never ever receive in return. So let's have our closing blessing for the night. May Lakshmi remind you that abundance is not something you must chase. May you recognize that prosperity already blooms around you. May your hands open. May your heart soften. May your womb remember its sacred capacity to receive. May you release the belief that struggle makes you worthy. May you stop measuring your goodness by how exhausted you are. May support find you. May opportunity recognize you. May money flow toward work that honors your gifts. May love arrive without requiring you to disappear. May pleasure become safe. May rest become holy. May beauty find you everywhere. And when goodness knocks upon your door, may you resist the urge to ask, what do I have to do to deserve this? Instead, open the door, open your hands, open your heart, and say, welcome. I have been expecting you. Thank you, goddesses, for being with me tonight. I truly appreciate you showing up, listening, and I hope this message reaches you and helps you create the life that you desire and that you deserve. Have a great rest of your night.